Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
The Hitmakers.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
Good day to every single one of you, wherever you are on the planet, on the globe. You are locked in. You are currently listening to the Lunar Lounge podcast with myself, Israel Josie. If you haven't hit that subscription button, hit it now. For those of you who are tuned in on the YouTube, shout outs to Inner Beauty Goddess and Yvette in the chat. Also, shout outs to Yanifa, Pfizer, also Mason. Shout outs to everyone who are there on the Instagram. I've sort of got two things going in here. Imelda, how you doing? Hope you're well. Welcome to the show, everybody. And for those of you who will be listening to the recording, remember I'm available on all podcasts: Spotify, Apple, Amazon, Podchasers, Google, all of them. You'll find me there. So hope all you are well and welcome to the Lunar Lounge podcast. If you're listening to this show for the first time, it's your first time on. Basically, it's a podcast show which is very much astrologically centered. It's an astrology show, but I rope in other things, and I speak about how the planetary alignments, how they are affecting us, and how their connection with us, human affairs on planet Earth. What is it that we can look forward to? Those are the things in which I shout about. Shout outs. Somebody's asking me, how was my trip? Trip was busy. It was good. It was busy. Great weather. But I'm back in the nice, cloudy UK. How's the weather where you are? Wherever you are. Keep me updated. Let's check those weather reports. Yeah, looking quite grey, windy, cold over here in the UK, but nothing new. Hey, I'll be bringing up the chart for the moment in a moment, and I'll be letting you know where the planets are, what it is that we're going to be looking forward to over the course of the next couple of weeks. We've got a new moon coming up, right? There's something I want to talk about that one's really, it's got me a little bit on edge. Competition time. We do have a winner, and there will be another competition. It seems like we had two winners two of the same winners back to back. So let's see. There's another book up for grabs. Oh, you really want this one, people. Oh, you want to get on it. You want to get on it. You want to get on it. This one's a classic. Get on this one. So I'll be reading out the competition later on for anybody who wants to grab this wonderful book, brand new, on Saturn through the ages. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so yeah, written very, very good. You want to get on this one. And the question's going to be tough. So it's gonna be a tough question. What else did I want to talk about? It's been a busy last couple of weeks for me, and it's gonna continue to be busy for me. I've had it up to here. Just when I think, I'm gonna get a bit of a break here. I'm gonna get a bit of a right. You'd think I'll be getting a break. It just even like there's just times of the day when I think, I've got a couple of hours, man. I can. Nope. Phones pinging, emails are coming in, WhatsApps are. My WhatsApp is. Do you know what? For the last week, I've been really bad. For the last week, it's like it's not. It's just hundreds and hundreds of texts. It's like, how can I keep up with it? I need a secretary. Anybody out there, glamorous assistant secretary who's willing to take on a job, holler at me. Don't know how that's going to work. But no, yeah, it's been really hectic. But again, this is what I signed up for, right? So why complain? I need to shut my mouth and get on with it, right? Just like the English do, mustn't grumble. Okay. What else did I want to speak about? I always say that, don't I? I never come up with what is that I was supposed to speak about. Shout outs to the people who have joined me here on the Instagram. Well, okay. So if you're listening for the first time, again, it's a show, like I said, astrological centered, but I do repeat over things. Tarot, speaking of tarot, there will be tarot of the card also as well later on in the show. So stick around for that. So I do tarot card of the week. Tarot, mythology, astrology, cosmology, psychology, philosophy, all the subjects, esoteric, spiritual, bring it all in. All welcome here on this show. We discuss everything. We do not hide from any topics. Shout outs to Tiffany. Good morning to you in Memphis, Tennessee, I believe, unless you're in another state. But you are in the US. So shout outs to Tiffany. Thanks a lot for joining me. This show is worldwide, on the analytical Brazil, Pakistan, and Belgium are the highest places where people are listening to this show. You wouldn't think that, would you? Brazil. I mean, that still gets me. I'm happy, but I'm like, Brazil? Like, really? Where's all the English folks at? Where's all the Americans at? Yeah, well, it is what it is. So, do forgive me, I will be taking my daily dose of aqua through the show. So I'll be bringing up the chart for the moment, letting you know what's happening there. Tarot card of the week later on. Competition later on. Do keep your questions coming. Somebody, Imelda was saying sunny. Yeah, it was sunny. Still quite sunny in Spain. I mean, there's still, I was in Alicante. I mean, there was still like 20, 23, 24 degrees, 25. That's good. That's good enough for me. I'm happy with that. That's actually that's how I like it. I like 23, the 24, the 25. The moment you start hitting 27, 28, nah, that's my limit. Well, the 27, 28, that's it. I ain't going above that. You know what I mean? All these 30, 40s, brother, that's not for me. And I know I get this all the time. Oh, you're a black man. You can stand the heat. No. I don't know if that's a stereotypical thing or whatever. Count me out. I like it warm. Heat, no. Sunbathing, count me out. That's something I do not do. I don't know how some of you ladies of color be sunbathing. It baffles me. I can understand Europeans doing it. Okay, you want to get a bit more brown. You want to get that brownish olive skin, that tan. I get it. Black people in the sun, sunbathing. but count me out, man. I'm not into that. You know what I mean? But yeah, it is what it is. So yes. So yeah, Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah, I remember Memphis, Tennessee. I remember where you're at. Oh, Marie's in the building. Shout outs to Marie. Welcome, Marie. On the you guys need to find this lady on the Instagram. DM me. I will send you her link. This woman is a phenomenal. Deals with all kinds of therapy, beauty products, and alternative healing. Like, I'm telling you, man, she's like one in a million. Shout outs to Marie Reynolds. Yeah. And for those of you on the Instagram, if you see her name come up there, yeah, give her a follow for sure. I've also been on her podcast a few times also as well. Some of you will know that, talking about numerology, and the last one we talked about the moon, didn't we? But yeah, welcome. So hello, shout outs to Marie in the building. Also, what's this? Heart and soul flow. Heart and soul flow. How you doing? Welcome to the show. So you're here on the podcast. So like I said, I'll be bringing up the chart for the moment, letting you know cosmologically, astrologically, what it is that we're going to be looking forward to over the next couple of weeks. What else did I want to say? Did I want to complain about something? I'm not too sure. We'll see how that goes as the show goes along. No need to thank me. Okay, so let's bring up the chart for the moment, as I do every week. Dun, 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 dun. And let's see where the planets are. What is happening? What is happening? What is happening? What can we look forward to? Anything exciting? There's always exciting stuff, I guess. That goes without saying. Always exciting stuff. Well, the moon's in Virgo today. Virgo moon. Any Virgos out there? We are still in the month of Scorpio. The sun is actually at 15 degrees of Scorpio, so we're bang in the middle of the Scorpio month. Shout outs to Angela also in the chat as well. Welcome to the show. Do remember, I do 2 shows every week, okay? 2 shows are uploaded every week, every Sunday, every Wednesday. The Wednesday show, this one, is live, okay? The Wednesday show is the one that is live, okay? So, but there's 2 shows every week, Sunday and Wednesday, and they get uploaded on the podcast. Like I said, I'm available on all podcast platforms. The Wednesday one, because it's live and I'm streaming it live off YouTube, it gets taken down shortly after I just finish, just for a little bit of just, to put in sort of like words and stuff like that. And then it gets uploaded again later on in the evening. So sometimes if you're looking for it, maybe in the afternoon and you don't see it, don't worry, it gets loaded up later on that evening. So yeah. So we got a Virgo moon. Moon is in Virgo at the moment. So we're going to get into that attention to detail, right? Great for research, great for communication, right? So yeah, so we got Mercury in Virgo. I said Mercury in Virgo, Moon in Virgo. Sorry, did I say Mercury earlier on? Moon in Virgo. Moon is in Virgo right now. So, right, the planet Venus has eventually moved into the sign of Libra. We got a Libra Venus, baby. So, I have been saying with Venus moving into Libra, hopefully we can start getting some peace talks, perhaps some negotiations, some kind of diplomacy. So let's see how it goes. She's going to be there for what? Next 3 weeks, 3.5 weeks. Let's see. I feel within that time will be a very good time. And there's also something else that's happening. I spoke about that on my you guys need to listen to my Sunday podcast. I'm telling you. And like I said, pretty much a lot of the interviews that I'm going to be doing with people or bringing people on the show, it's going to be done on a Sunday. So it's going to go on the Sunday show. There may be 1 or 2 who can catch me live, depending on who I'm dealing with. I suppose people who are more local or based in the UK, I can get them to perhaps maybe come on the show and do a live with me. But a lot of it will perhaps maybe have to be pre-recorded and it might have to be uploaded on the Sunday. But aside from that, you should listen to that. Like I said, I have said this before. It seems like I've split the group. I've got a split. So I've got you guys who listen to me on the YouTube, but then you don't bother listening to me on the podcast show. And then, I don't know, people on the podcast show, do you watch the YouTube? I don't know. But there seems to be a split. My fault. I'm guilty as charged. I'll take that one on the chin. Anywho, planet Venus has moved into Libra. I was speaking about that on Sunday in terms of things that we could look forward to with that. That's a great time for peace, negotiations, some kind of diplomacy, justice, because Venus rules Libra, right? So she's very dignified there. So, yeah. Tiffany saying, I have to catch your show on Sunday show. I'd love to do the live with you sometime. What fun. Yeah, okay. We'll have you on the show. That's no problem. We'll have to arrange that. But yeah, so Venus in Libra, okay. I think that looks promising in regards to what's going on in the world today. We do need a lot of peace. We do need a lot of justice. We do need some kind of negotiations on some kind of level. But but Venus is still a morning star. That's what, see, these all these dichotomies. It's not straightforward. So yeah, and I did tell you, didn't I? I told you. I got an email the other day asking me to come and do a talk and write an article because I gave a talk about four or 5 months ago or something, prior to Venus going retrograde and turning into a morning star. And I told them at this lecture that when Venus turns into a morning star, watch it. It's going to kick off. And I told them it will kick off around September, October. And surely enough, October the 7th, well, we know what happened. And Mars has got a lot to do with that, hasn't he not? So yeah. So again, well, we'll be speaking about Mars in a moment. Mars is doing the most right now. Like, Mars, I love you to bits. I don't even know what to say. I love you to pieces, man, but chill the fuck out. It's yeah, it's intense. So yeah, unfortunately, I believe the South Node will deplete some of the Venus energy. Well, yeah, when she gets there, maybe. She's early in. So yeah, I mean, when she gets to 23 degrees, which will be in about 3 weeks, let's see what happens in about 3 weeks' time. But it's a strong Venus, nevertheless. So hopefully, yeah, let's see what happens there. I don't think the South Node will do too much damage. It will do something. It will have some effect, but yeah. And perhaps maybe will pull us back into the past or past issues with that too. But Venus in Libra will be good. Will be good. So it's good for humanity. Let's put it that way. And I think we definitely need that. So Venus has just moved into the sign of Libra today. She moved in some point early hours of this morning, or a couple of hours ago actually. She moved into Libra. So now what is happening? Or what else is happening? Well, let's see. Venus has moved into Libra. I'll come and talk about that. Now, what's going to start to happen, something that's going to start to happen, starting from the 11th of November, so that's going to be in a few days' time, and maybe even earlier, actually, probably even from about the 10th, so in 2 days' time, Venus is going to sextile Mercury. So there's going to be a Venus-Mercury sextile until about the 22nd, 23rd of November. Okay, so we've got about, what, 11, 12 days, give or take, just under 2 weeks, of a nice sextile between Venus and Mercury. Mercury's communication, Mercury's information, Mercury is the data performer. And then we've got Venus, and it's Venus in Libra, planet of love, balance, beauty, negotiation. So this is the aspect that I'm seeing where I'm saying this can be a great opportunity for peace talks, peace negotiations. This is the time where I'm saying that we should be able to see it. So yes. Shout outs to Soul Healing Hub, and also Fane. Is that Fane? 112? 11112. Shout outs to you. I've been missing the messages in the Instagram. I'm such a naughty boy, aren't I? Yeah. Self-lover Rainbow. Okay, shout outs to you as well. Welcome to the Instagram live. So as I was saying, with this sextile between the planet Venus and the planet Mercury, that is going to be a positive aspect, surely. I expect some communication that can bring some kind of balance and justice into the equation of what it is that we are witnessing right now, especially with the war in the Israel-Palestine Gaza situation. Shout outs to Mythic Muse, who's joined again on the Instagram. Welcome. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge astrology podcast. So just talking about the planetary configurations coming up. So from the 11th of November to the 22nd of November, we've got this Venus sextile Mercury. Really good. Really good. We can really tap into that. Now, as individuals, I think this combination as well is going to be very beneficial for Taurus, Libras, Virgo, Gemini. Okay? I repeat. And this could also be your right for those people who have this rising sign. Taurus, Libra, Gemini, Virgo. Whether that's sun sign or rising sign, this particular configuration will be good. It can make you be very creative. You can come with certain, great for initiating certain ideas. For those of you who are in the creative or artistic industry, this will be a wonderful outlet, Mercury, Venus. And any of you guys who may have Mercury, Venus aspect in your birth chart. If you've got a Mercury, Venus by conjunction or something, yes, that can also be extremely beneficial for you as well. So we've got a Mercury, Venus here from the 11th to the 22nd. However, there's something going to be happening in between, which I'm a little bit wary about, and that's what I want to talk about next. So I'm saying here we should be getting some peace talks, hopefully some ceasefires, right? However, let's somebody saying yes, Libra Sun, Gemini Moon. Okay. It will be good for the Libra Sun, for sure. Shout outs to, how do I pronounce that? Vicastro? Did I say correctly? Vicastro. Shout outs to Vicastro, joined also on the Instagram live. Welcome to the Lunar Lounge astrology podcast. So this Mercury Venus thing, I quite like that. Okay, so that's starting from the 11th. What's today's date? In 3 days' time. What are we today? So Sunday. I said Sunday. Where am I at? Friday. This Friday coming, the 11th of November, Venus is going to start to sextile Mercury. So really good. Great aspect. So let's tune into that. Let's utilize that. But like I said, in terms of what's happening in the globe, that's a very, very good outlet. Now, a few days after that, as you all know, because I've been speaking about it for quite some time, is we're going to be having a new moon in the sign of Scorpio on the 13th of November. Who's coming to the party? where are we at? Let's see here. What time is it going to be? It looks like it's a morning one, maybe like a 10 o'clock, 10:45. Okay. We're going to have a new moon. It's in the sign of Scorpio. It's going to be at 20 degrees of Scorpio, right? On the 13th. So, the 13th is going to be Monday, right? Next week, Monday, is when we're going to be getting the new moon. It's in Scorpio. Scorpio is ruled by the planet Mars. Where is Mars? In Scorpio, conjuncts the sun and moon in Scorpio, opposing Uranus. This is the bit that I'm a little bit weary of. There's going to be an opposition between so that's going to be exact when. So again, from the 11th on Saturday, 11th Saturday. Yeah, thanks a lot for that, Fane. Saturday. And that's when the Venus Mercury is on the 11th of November, is going to be Saturday. I said Friday, didn't I? Yeah, I know. This is why I need you guys. Got to help me out. Okay, so Venus Mercury sextile, that starts on the 11th. That's this Saturday. However, on that Saturday, there is going to be an opposition with Mars and Uranus. The Mars and Uranus is actually right now as I'm speaking to you, but here is where it starts to be at its fullest, its peak. And then it really peaks on the 12th, which is going to be on the Sunday. Now, I've told you, Mars Uranus is a pressure cooker waiting to explode. And then literally the day after, on the 13th of November, there's going to be a new moon in Scorpio. And guess what? I'm going to let you in on something. This new moon is conjunct a very important place in the chart of China, in the chart of Israel, because Israel, remember I've told you, is Taurus sun. So Scorpio is the opposite sign. Okay? It's actually conjunct the second house cusp of the state of Israel's chart. The second house cusp is their money. Okay. It's also hitting a very important place in Joe Biden's chart. And okay, you might say, well, what the heck has Joe Biden got to do with it? Well, he's the president of America. He's the he's the leader of the free world or Western world. Call it as you may. Either way, he's a very, very important factor in all of this stuff. He's got a big say in terms of what goes on. He's got a huge influence. And he has got this. Remember, Joe Biden is a Scorpio. If my mind serves me correctly, yeah, free. Yeah, free with a question mark. Depends on what your definition of free is. Free world. You mean you're free to take stuff or free to bully anybody who you want to bully? Yeah, we know how it goes. But okay. Either way, he's leader of the free world or the new world or whatever you want to refer to it as. But he's a Scorpio. His birthday is coming up quite soon, actually. And this new moon is picking up something in his chart. It's also picking up something in Korea. Their chart also as well. They've got a very important place also in Scorpio. Russia. Well, Vladimir Putin, he's Libra sun, but he's Scorpio rising. King Charles, Scorpio. Yeah, King Charles is Scorpio. And didn't he do some speech yesterday for or at the Parliament? Very important speech, which hadn't been done in what, over 50 years. I think the last person to have done that was his mother. So yeah, this new moon is a sensitive new moon. And it's not only a new moon, it's a new moon conjunct with Mars, and Mars is opposing Uranus. And like I said, Mars, Uranus this is not going to be quiet. I'm going to let you know now. Okay? This ain't quiet. This is not a quiet aspect. This is not a quiet new moon. Something is going to happen around this time, and it will be quite out there. So it's going to be somewhat a bit loud. So, but what I can see here is there's still the sextile between Venus and Mercury. And because the sextile is still there with Venus and Mercury, of course, the peace talks or the negotiations on some level will have kicked in. Shout outs to Afzal bro. I can't pronounce some of these names that you guys give yourself on the social media. Who are you hiding from? CIA, FBI? What happened to the nice names? Not to say that name's not nice. What I meant to say is, what happened to the just normal names? John, Peter, Paul, Susan, Janet. We've all got to come with some alias names now, right? Names that I can't pronounce. I guess I'm showing my age. I'm getting too old. So, as I was saying, the Venus Mercury is still we're in the midst of that, but something's telling me here with this particular Mars Uranus here, something is likely to kick off. Something's likely to gonna kick off with this. So watch out around this time, around the new moon. Remember, it's a new moon. Yeah, I am getting old. Saturn is catching up with me. And remember, Saturn's the book I'm giving away today for the competition later on. So hey, keep it tuned. What was it I was going to say? This is likely going to be a bit of a loud one. So watch out around this time. Anyway, it's a new moon. It's a new moon in Scorpio. New moons are always about planting new seeds. It's new energy. It's in the sign of Scorpio. This new moon is really powerful. It's very strong. I'm urging people to, during the new moon, it's great to do. Some of us perhaps participate or partake in rituals, whether it's our own, whether it's with a group, it doesn't matter. We may use crystals or whatever. Great for meditation, great for focusing your mindset on certain intentions and planting new things. It's great for starting new things in that new moon season. I think this new moon is really great for really initiating something new because it's got power behind it. The ruler Mars is there. He's raring to go. So I think this one is really, if you really want to get something going, you want to be heard in some kind of way, this new moon is definitely going to be one to definitely work with and to tap into. And again, like I say, it's in the sign of Scorpio, so it's going to have a bit of a kick to it. So that is the new moon. So let us be mindful around this time. make sure we've got positive thoughts. Because remember, like I said, these new moons and full moons, they work in 6 months, 12-month, 18-month cycles. Whatever you plant during a new moon, you're going to reap 6 months later when there's a full moon in that same sign. Okay, so 6 months from now, or from that date, the 13th of November, which should take it to about sometime in May, perhaps, can be end of or April, but beginning of May, you're going to get a full moon in Scorpio, and that's when you're going to be reaping or manifesting what it is that you planted during this. And that's how, consciously or unconsciously, it's wherever your mind is at that time. What are you focusing on? What are you planting? So we get that with the new moon. This new moon's got a bang to it. It's got a bang to it. So let's be mindful during this one. It's quite powerful. Inner Beauty Goddess is saying, don't forget to manifest on the new moon. Yeah, certainly. Definitely. Tiffany's reminding me, Saturn catches up with us all, almost definitely. I went to the gym yesterday to lift weights, and today I can hardly walk. I'm so sore. Yeah, okay, that's Saturn, all right. Yeah. But with Saturn comes great wisdom, With Saturn comes patience. With Saturn comes understanding. So there's a lot of things that come with Saturn. So Saturn's, not completely the bad guy, I hear it. I laugh if it's their real name. Okay, you laugh if it's their real name. Yeah, that's true. You never know, it could be his real name. I don't even know if it's a he or she, forgive me. So yeah. So that new moon is very, very potent on the 13th of November, Monday. Okay. So do watch out for that. And then what happens after that? Well, what then starts to happen after this new moon? Another thing that I quite like. Well, first and foremost, before we go too far there, Mercury moves into Sagittarius. This is going to be on the 10th of November, right? In 2 days' time. That's on the Friday. In 2 days' time, Mercury is going to be moving into Sagittarius. This is information on steroids. It's information overload. It's, never mind going in 2 different directions, you're going in 6 different directions. Things are going to be speeded up mentally. Information, extremely diverse. So things are going to be, however, when Mercury moves into Sagittarius, he's going to get stopped dead. He's going to get stopped dead in his tracks by the planet we were just speaking about, Mr. Saturn. He's going to be squaring Saturn at 0 degrees of Pisces. He's going to go into Sagittarius, and he's going to square Saturn at 0 degrees Pisces. So that's going to slow things down. We may experience some difficulties there. It may kind of act like a Mercury retrograde, but not exactly micro. But we could get some kind of frustrating, some kind of delays, being inhibited around communication, cell phones, computers, data, something being blocked in some kind of way. Issues around transportation we could find happening around this when Mercury is going to square Saturn. That's going to be on the 10th. So he's going to square Saturn for a bit. So Mercury moves into Sagittarius. So then we have the new moon on the 13th. And then what I do like after that is both the Sun and Mars I mean, at the moment, the Sun and Mars are playing tag team. They're moving along like they're the best buddies on planet Earth right now. They're just it's like, what the hell's going on? Two hot and dry planets just moving along like they're best friends. You know, they're just holding hands right now. They're just so close, so close, so close. So yeah. There's something else I want to touch on. There's something else I want to touch on. I'll speak about that in a minute. But from after that new moon, the Sun and Mars start making a trine to the planet Neptune. And that is where I feel there's going to be an opening, especially from the Sun to Neptune. Because if the Sun is representing anything in the collective, it's representing the collective consciousness, and perhaps we could say the collective ego. And with a trine to Neptune, it's going to be about opening up, being receptive, being more compassionate, being more sensitive, adapting. So, okay, fine. Yes, Sun Neptune it can cloud our visions. It can make us, but that's all part of the process. Anything that makes or allows the ego to let go. So I feel here that we can start getting some compassion. So I think whatever happens, if anything happens around that 13th, 12th, 13th, the new moon, the opposition of Mars, Uranus, here is where we perhaps something big is likely to happen. And then after that, then we're likely going to be, come on, guys, come on. So this can be a great time for healing, a great time for reflection, a great time for being receptive, being compassionate towards other people, and the Sun and Mars start moving closer and closer to form that trine with the Neptune. Mars is the first one who forms the trine with Neptune on the 17th of November, and then the day after, the Sun is going to make a trine to Neptune. It will be exact at 25 degrees of actually the Sun is actually the day before. The Sun is actually on the 17th. Sorry, apologies. Mars is going to trine Neptune on the pretty much on the 16th/17th, and then but then what happens is this. Pay attention, guys. On the 17th, 18th of November, Mars is going to be Cassimi. Yeah, right. Normally we talk about Mercury Cassimi and Venus being Cassimi. Mars is going to be Cassimi. Mars is going to be Cassimi. So that Cassimi means being in the heart of the sun. Okay? So on the 17th/18th of November, there's going to be a Mars Cassimi the sun. He's going to be in the heart of the sun. Again, this is not going to be quiet in Scorpio. Shout outs to Faye in the building. Yeah, no worries. Telling us she's in a meeting. But yeah, so that's going to be quite interesting. Mars Cassimi the sun. Now, it's a bit of both. It's auspicious, but at the same time, can be very, very aggressive also as well. Because the nature of Mars, very hot planet. So do watch out for that. Mars Cassimi the sun. That is going to be on the 18th of November. Cassimi means when a planet is in the heart of the sun. They're so close together. On that 17th and on the 18th of November. And like I said, for the last, 2-3 weeks now, Sun and Mars have just been moving side by side like they're the best of buddies. Allowing things to heat up. Tiffany's saying the Mars Cassimi is fairly closely conjunct my ascendant. Enjoy. That will give you a rocket up your ass if you ever needed one. That's for sure. Yeah, gotta have my water, man. Yeah, that will energize you up. Just be careful not to get into any arguments or anything like that. Because yeah, that's not good. But it's great for your gym. You can use that energy and gym it out, man. Get that weights, pump that iron. Iron, Mars, that's Mars, man. Pumping iron. Get that cardiovascular working. Mars loves that stuff. And this is a strong Mars as well. Mars in Scorpio, you ain't gonna. So that's good. So Mars Cassimi, quite energetic. The arguments happened all right, and it was hot. Okay, so somebody's letting me know that they've already experienced some arguments, perhaps. Am I correct in saying that? Not from my end, before the judgment comes. Okay. Just wanted to know. But yeah, so Mars and Sun have just really been just this, and this whole war thing, it kicked off with the Mars, didn't it? The moment Mars hit, well, example, when Mars went over the state of Israel's ascendant, square Pluto, what happened? Seventh, go back, check the records. And I told you, go back and listen to the podcast before it. I said I didn't like that. That I told you that Mars square Pluto it's a recipe for disaster. And hello, here we are. And now we're getting another one on that 13th, 14th with Mars now opposing Uranus. So let's watch this space. But around the 17th, 18th of November, 16th, 17th, 18th of November, Sun and Mars are also trining Neptune. Like I said, this will ease things up, make us become more compassionate. Very good for spiritual matters, very good for healing. So let's hope for the best with this one. Venus will still be in Libra. Venus will still be sextile Mercury. So hopefully some peace negotiations can start happening around here. Mid to late November. Okay. Then what happens? They trine Neptune. What else are we getting? Then a few days later, the Sun on the 23rd of November, of course, is going to move into Sagittarius. The Sun is going to move into Sagittarius. What happens? He gets stopped dead in his tracks. By whom? Saturn. Things will slow down. Energy is going to be a little bit heavy around that time. Put that down in your diary. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. Let me just double check. 26th, 27th, 28th of November, things are going to be slowed down and concentrated. The Sun is going to be square Saturn. Okay? Saturn is about slowing things down, restricting things, limiting things. So be careful of the energy. 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. Watch those dates. Sun is going to be square Saturn. And then guess what? Within all that as well, on the 24th/25th, Mars is going to move into Sagittarius. Guess what's going to happen? He's going to run into Saturn. He's going to get stopped dead in his tracks by Saturn. Things are going to get slowed down. Whoa. Something's going to be... Now, that can also be a capping. So we may hear about maybe like the situation that's going on with Israel or Palestine right now. something being capped, something being restricted with that. Let's hopefully it's in a I want to say peaceful way, but let's hope it's in an appropriate way that it's not like leaving bodies all over the ground or in a destructive manner. So we're gonna be having that. Mars moves into Sagittarius on the 22nd, 25th, 24th, 25th. They're going to be squaring Saturn for a number of days. And then what's going to start happening? They're going to start squaring Saturn until around about 28th, 29th. They're relieved of Saturn. But then guess what starts to happen? Guess what starts to happen, people? Around the 20, let's say, from around about the 30th of November. Around the 30th of November, Venus is going to square Pluto. Venus is going to square Pluto. It's a strong Venus. She's in her own sign, but Venus is going to square Pluto. That can be quite intense. Anybody here in a relationship? Okay. Venus square Pluto. What is this about? This is about passions rising high, intense sexuality, issues around sex. If you jot these dates that I'm quoting you down, and just pick up the newspapers and look at what the headlines are about and look at what the top stories in the newspapers are about. I'm telling you, works like a fucking charm. Excuse my French. Excuse my Italian. But this is the kind of show. Sometimes it gets like that, right? Gets a bit explicit. Especially when we're talking about Venus, Pluto square. Hell yeah, I'll say fuck. No pun intended. Because that's about what that stuff's good for. So do watch out. Venus, Pluto is going to be starting from the 30th of November. Intense. Intense in relationships. Any of you people, Scorpio rising, Aries rising, Virgo rising, in a relationship, watch it around this time, baby. Because things can get really intense. Alicius is saying, we're here for the explicit version. Thank you very much. You don't want to get explicit with me, man. It's like culture cancelled. I'll just get cancelled out. But yeah, this Venus Pluto is really intense. Passions running high. It can be very resourceful, though. Venus Pluto is about the deep resources. We recently just had a Venus trine Pluto, and that was about really earthing those, bringing up those raw talents. Venus is the planet of talents. For those of you in the artistic world, you can really utilize this Venus Pluto, and it can be a great time for you to transform and just bring up that raw talent and make something of it. Alicia is saying Scorpio rising to ready for the passions. Yeah. Well, Venus rules your 7th house, so this will definitely be applicable to you around this time of the month. Like I said, it's going to start building up from about the 30th of November, and it peaks. The Venus square Pluto peaks on the 3rd of December. Now we're in December. Speaking about December, what the... Is it me? They're putting up Christmas lights already. What's today's date? We're not even halfway through November yet, and you're putting up Christmas lights, and you're telling me about Save the Planet. Are you guys have got fucking more money than sense? Why I don't understand this. Why are you putting up Christmas lights? Why there's already got Christmas adverts on the TV? Are you for real? I don't know. We just did what, Halloween, bonfire night for whatever, and you're talking about Christmas. I'm not against Christmas in any way, shape, or form, but give people a break. Ain't Black Friday meant to be on the way? When is Black Friday, people? Maybe I should do a Black Friday with my astrology consultations. Yeah, right. Give that one a miss. But you know, Black Friday is meant to be coming. I know for you guys in America, you guys got you got Thanksgiving at the end of this month. I mean, goddamn. I mean, like, really? Christmas lights. Brother, switch them off. You're meant to be saving the planet and think carbon, and you got Christmas lights. You got old place, you know, lit up like it's the 4th of July. Take them down. Yeah. Yanifar's letting me know. 11/11. Yeah. 11/11. Yeah, it will be 11/11 on what, Saturday coming? Yeah. So interesting dates is planetary alignment wise also as well. Thanks for bringing that up. 24. What's the 24 for? Please let me know. What's the 24 about, Yanifa? Should be pronouncing that correctly. Shout out to, is it Samatrinda? Oh, sorry, for the Black Friday. Oh, you're talking about the Black Friday, yes. I talk about so many things, so I don't know what when people are coming back at me what they're saying. Yes, okay, yeah. So the 24th. Oh, what is Black Friday 11/11? No, the 11th is Saturday, right? What is the 11th is Saturday? Oh, 24th. So the 24th is the Friday. Okay, gotcha. So the 24th is the Black Friday. All right, cool. The time when what's the date for that 24th? Let me see that. Let me just go back to that planetary alignment on the 24th. What's happening on the 24th? Well, that's the day the day after the sun has moved into Sagittarius, squaring Saturn. That's not a good Black Friday as far as I'm concerned. That is not a good Black Friday. All right, Venus is in Libra. But she's unaspected, man. She's not even making an aspect. You got a Venus in Libra. It might be good for cosmetics and things like that. But this on the 24th, you got the Sun square Saturn. Don't buy anything electronic, that's for sure. I'm not going nowhere electronics around that date. I'll go and do that. If I am doing any electronic shopping, I'll do that before. Sun's going to be square Saturn on that day. Do be careful, people. If you're going out and you're doing your November 24th Black Friday shopping, please, guys, be careful. Sun is going to be square Saturn on that day, which means restriction. You're going to get squeezed the fuck out. All that day where people are trampling all over each other and all that kind of palaver. This don't look like a good Friday to me. Sun square Saturn. And you want to go shopping. You want to get a bargain. Yeah, right. Good luck with that one. Like I said, from the 30th, Venus starts to square Pluto. Tensions rise. Tensions rising. It will be intense for love, romantic, sexual. Yes. Ladies, if anybody's asking you out on a date, Venus square Pluto, tell them, how about we go next week? Tell them that. They want to be starting a relationship on under that planetary alignment. That's for sure. You might not make it home. Now, that's not necessarily a bad thing. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That could also work in your favor. But we don't want it going the other way around. Pluto's the planet of extremes. What extreme of the situation are you going to get? That's the question. That is the gamble. So yeah. Inner Beauty Goddess is saying that Venus is going to be in my 5th house, squaring Pluto, transiting my 7th house. Yeah, well, you've got the appropriate name for it. Inner Beauty Goddess. That's your planet. There's only one beauty goddess, and that's Venus. So that's you. That's your archetype. Enjoy. Go with your lover and make love. That's what you do with that. That's what you do with that. Now, on a real talk level, this is really good for some sex magic. You down for some sex magic? That is what you want to be getting. That's what, now you're talking. You should have used the Venus trine Pluto. That would have been, again, sex magic. This one is a square. Sex magic. You want to be getting into that one. Using all this sexual energy in ways to manifest things in your life. That's a big one. Venus square Pluto. You heard it here live. Yes, Angela's also letting me know will be the shadow phase of the retrograde. Yes, Mercury's running. He's running ahead. I think he's going to start going retrograde on the 15th of December, something around about that time. So yes, he will be in the shadow phase. Yeah. So where have I got it? Even earlier, what am I talking about? He goes stationary on the 12th. 12th of December. So 12th of December, Mercury's going retrograde. Back up your computers and your phones, ladies and gents, and hold on tight. It's about to be a bumpy ride. Mercury's going retrograde. That's in December. However, again, starting from that 24th, he's going to be going into his shadow period. So early, like I said, from the 24th, from the 24th to the 3rd of December, 4th of December, Venus is going to be squaring Pluto. Guys, tap into that energy. Watch out for your finances. Try to be creative and find other, for any of you guys who are trying to find other resourceful ways of making money, that is your chance. Utilize it, people. And then on the 5th of December, Miss Venus steps into the sign of Scorpio. It's all getting all intense these days, isn't it? So yeah. What is it? Yanifa is letting me know, I wish all these traveling for dirty December good luck. Imagine all that flight issues. Well, are they going to be traveling? Yeah, that's true. Yeah, Mercury will be retrograde, won't it? Yeah, you want to be careful around that time. I mean, December time is busy anyway, isn't it? I bet you. Watch this December, the traveling in terms of international flight. And I'm not wishing anybody no ill. I might need to pop out. Well, for me, December's the busiest time of the year anyway. December and January are my busiest months. But there may be I may need to pop out before Christmas. That is, I may need to fly out for a week or a week. But I betcha that traveling in December is going to be like mayhem. Betcha. I mean, traveling in December is hectic anyway, because so many people want to go back home, visit their families for Christmas, Hanukkah, all of the celebrations, New Year, and it's packed anyway. And then you got a Mercury retrograde on your hands. Be prepared. So yeah. And of course, on December the 1st. Yeah, on December the 1st, the planet Mercury is going to move into Capricorn. He is racing like no other. He's really racing like no other. He's picking up speed, and it's just non-stop for him. So yes. So that's interesting. Somebody's asking me, Faz's asking, how will this affect Leo ascendants? What, the Mercury retrograde? Are you talking about the Mercury retrograde? How will it affect Leo ascendants? The Mercury retrograde is going to be in the 6th house for Leo ascendants. So it's going to be to do with work and health. That's how it's going to affect Leo ascendants. By the way, ladies and gents, if you do want a deeper monthly readings, you need to subscribe to my paid subscription. It's on my website, www.sacredplanets.co.uk. Have a look. You've got 3 different options. Pick whichever one you feel is best for your financial situations, or for what you can afford, or for what you need. You get monthly readings, monthly tarot card readings, depending on which package you pick, monthly astrology readings, lunar return, lunar phases. If you get the platinum or the diamond package, you get to have astrology readings with myself. You get to have 1 if you get the platinum, 2 if you get the diamond in a year. Yeah, you get all of that. You get all the Pfizer saying, will it affect my pets? Yes. 6th house is the house of pets. So yes, it will affect your pets. So make sure that the pets are taken to the vets and they're well looked after and well groomed. As if for Leo ascendants, as Mercury, that's where he's going to be retrograding. So yeah. Yeah. Sign up to my paid subscription, people. Support the work. Not to say that I need it more, because it is keeping me mad busy. This is why I'm getting busy. Like I said, I'm gonna cap that subscription sooner or later. But yeah, let's see how that goes. Yeah, you get monthly readings, you get your numerology report, numerology in-depth, all about your numerology, what numbers you're going to be, they're affecting you every month, and all this kind of, I'm telling you, man. Go check it out, www.sacredplanets.co.uk. So I think I'm going to leave it there on the we've got until what, we went up until about what, the 3rd. So on the 1st of December, Mercury is going to move into Sagittarius. From the 24th to the 4th, from the 30th of November to the 4th of December, Venus is going to be square Pluto. And then on the 5th of December, Venus is going to move into Scorpio. Of course, I'll talk more about that next week and the week after. We've still got a good couple of weeks before that happens. And so I'll just be bringing you more and more up to date. But the things to really be mindful of is next week, that new moon in Scorpio opposing Uranus. Let's hope that could be the grand finale. So yes. The Mercury retrograde is always 21 days. Always 21 days. So it's going to start from about the 10th, 11th. So it's going to be like what, early January, 2nd or 3rd of January, something around that. Around that. So yeah. So yeah. If he's asking what about work, yeah, it just brings delays around work, get the hiccups, information gets lost. Yeah, those are the kinds of things that we tend to experience with so yeah, first, yeah, so Mercury's going to go direct around like it starts coming out of retrograde around like the 1st, 2nd of January, but completely like the 3rd. Let's say the 3rd of January, then he starts moving direct. So yeah. Yeah. That's enough of that. All that planetary stuff. So yeah, watch out for the work, back up your computers, guys. Start it, because again, Mercury will soon start entering his shadow period. So, you know, from about the 24th of this month, he'll start entering his shadow period, and you start seeing the hiccups right from there. Back up your phones, insure your phones, back up your computers, back up the drive, make sure everything's on the cloud. Yeah, you want to be doing that, preparing for the Mercury retrograde. Just before I go to the tarot card of the week, competition time. We've got the same person who's won these 2 books. Shout out to Christian. You got these 2 books. Now, it seems as though people do not listen to what I am saying. Why have a podcast if you're not going to listen? Why listen to the podcast if you're not going to listen? I ask a question. You do not answer it immediately. You have a period of a week. Why is somebody calling me? Listen, phone is on airplane mode. Phone is on airplane mode, and this person is still distracting me. I bet you that phone's going to go off again. You see? This is what happens when you're in demand. No can do. Okay, so I ask a question. You don't have to answer it immediately. It's the first person who answers the question from midnight next week, Wednesday. The email address, for those of you watching on the YouTube, it will be coming up below. Right? The Lunar Lounge Podcast at gmail.com. That is the email address. I'll repeat it again. The Lunar Lounge Podcast at gmail.com. The Lunar Lounge Podcast at gmail.com. It should be below. It should be coming up below. Not for those of you guys who are listening live, of course, but for the people who are going to be watching the recording. The Lunar Lounge Podcast at gmail.com. Sorry, what did I do there? Sorry, no. The person who answers the first, who inboxes me from midnight GMT time. I got people emailing me on my own personal email. I didn't give out that email. Somebody answered me. They answered me like about 2 hours before and on my personal email. I'm like, brother, come on, man. Yeah, and they got the question correct. That was the thing. They got the question correct. Shout out to Shayo. Yeah. It is what it is. Angela loves saying Pluto square Venus calling. Yeah, love that. So yeah. So pay close attention. This question ain't gonna be easy. This book is up for grabs. This is the next prize. The winner will be announced next week. Remember, do not email me personally. Do not text me. Do not WhatsApp me. The email address is thelunarloungepodcast at gmail.com. The first person who emails me, inbox, at 12 midnight, from 12 midnight next week, Wednesday. What is next week's Wednesday's date? It's going to be what, the 15th, right? Correct. The 15th. So on the 15th, from 12 midnight on the 15th, right? Okay. Not on the 14th, on the 15th. Yeah? First person who inboxes me gets this. Okay. Pay close attention. It's gonna involve a little bit of mathematical calculation. If the sun, pay close attention. Pay very close attention. If the sun is at 10 degrees of Taurus, pay close attention. The sun is at 10 degrees of Taurus, and the planet Venus, pay close attention, is at 28 degrees of Gemini. What astrological phenomenon is about to happen? Sun is at 10 degrees of Taurus. Venus is at 28 degrees of Gemini. What astrological phenomena is about to happen? First person who inboxes me next week, Wednesday. You can all see my cat in the background, right? There he is. Mr. Simba. Say hello, Simba. Hello. Gotta bring my cat in, man. Big up, Simba. You gotta come on the show, man. Yeah, you gotta come and say hello to the people. Yeah, that's it, man. You gotta come and say hello. What astrological phenomena is about to take place? First person who inboxes me gets this book on Saturn Through the Ages by Charles Orbet. Really good book. Classic. One for the classics. And that is the competition. First person who inboxes me next week. If you do it before, don't count. Sorry. Getting where you fit in, man. Tarot card of the week. It's that time of the week. Let's give a good shuffle and let's see what tarot card is going to be coming out for us this week. Very precise. Yes, that's right. Yanifa is saying, by the way, when can I book a yearly reading since you are going to be busy in January? You book it in January. I usually do a ritual to protect my gadgets from breaking down and hacking during Mercury retrograde. Very good. Now here, that's somebody who's on their shit. All right? That's what I'm talking about. Do those rituals to protect from hacking and all this kind of stuff. Because when Mercury goes retrograde, that's the time for the hackers, That's the time for the scams. Don't make no mistake about it. Mercury rules thieves. He's the god of thieves. People stealing your shit, scamming your shit. Yeah, watch it during the Mercury retrograde. That's for sure. Yeah, but no, you can book the reading like December, January. Yeah. We'll find you something. Okay, so I'm just about to shuffle I'm not just about to shuffle the cards. I am shuffling the cards as I'm speaking right now. And I'm going to pick one card, and this is going to be the tarot card of the week. What is it that we can look forward to for the week of what? From the 8th to the 15th, right? Correct? I'm doing so much tarot readings. I can't even remember what tarot card came out last week. What tarot card did we get last week? I saw we got a positive one last week, didn't we? Or did we not? Okay. Okay. Looks like it's going to be you. I find out when you find out. Trust me. Tarot card of the week. Dun, 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 drum roll. I need sound effects. Don't worry, they're coming soon. I'm going to hook this shit all up. Soon you're going to be seeing me in my nice, glamorous studio. It's all coming. It's all coming, baby. Got to have that patience with my nice, glamorous assistant. Yeah, you're going to be seeing like sexy ladies walking around me and, you know, getting my hair done and all that kind of palaver. You know, going to have a wardrobe and all that shit. We're going Hollywood on this. It's the Lunar Lounge podcast. It has to go viral, global. It already is. We just need to step it up a few notches. So yeah, it's gonna happen. Talk about explicit. Well, that's gonna be explicit. Well, that's what gets the views these days on social media, isn't it? It's all these people half naked and all this explicit stuff. That's what we want to see, isn't it not? It's all part of that human psyche, you see. We love that stuff. Of course we do. Okay. Back to on a serious note. Tarot card of the week is last week was King of Pentacles. Yes, it was. Thank you for that, Yvette. That is a glamorous assistant at work right there. You can you come into work tomorrow, Yvette? No. Well, tomorrow's Thursday. Come on Friday. No. Well, it's the end of the week, isn't it? Start Monday. Okay. 8 a.m. I'll see you there. Tarot card of the week. Dun, dun, dun. We got the 7 of Cups. 7 of Cups this week. Yvette says no. How dare you? I pay very well, you know. perks to this job. 7 of Cups. That's the card for us this week. 7 of Cups. So what is the message for us over the course of this week with the 7 of Cups? Well, it's the 7, isn't it? We know 7's a spiritual number, but you see, 7's quite interesting. 7 is a place of isolation. That's why 7 is connected with isolation. It's connected with spiritual, analytical, thought-thinking, thought-provoking kind of energy. There's something quite mysterious and hidden about 7s. So 7s essentially create lack of clarity. There's something a bit like, can't figure it out, because there's something mysterious about it. There's something cloudy about it. This card essentially is allowing us, or is advising us, that over the course of the next week, we need to I'm gonna come back to you on that, what you said there, Yvette. We need to choose wisely. This card is indicating that over the course of the next week, we are going to be presented and we're going to be given lots of options, lots of choices. It's going to be in different areas of our life, depending, you know, for some people, it may be their work. For some people, it's relationships. For some people, it's money, home, you know, whatever the case is. We're going to be presented with lots of different options. And it's saying we must be careful. With this card, you have to be pragmatic. It's about, what's up with you? Oh, see, my cat's talking there. Yeah, you're agreeing, right? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, come and tell him. Got to be pragmatic. Whatever you're doing, people, over the course of the next week, search it properly. Be pragmatic about it. Don't just go for things. Don't just pick something because it sounds good or it looks good, because this card indicates that there's a lot of smoke and mirrors. Something is not real. There's something about an illusion with this card. So don't be tempted. It's the card of temptations. You see, we get tempted by greed and, not everything that glitters is gold. That's what this card is about. So be mindful how you make your choices over the course of the next week. Make sure that they're rooted in something. They are earthy. They are practical. If you know that you have a choice of maybe between 2 or 3 things, check it out. Don't just like, oh, that looks good, and go for it. Because what's likely going to happen is that you go for it and doesn't work. It's that I didn't sign up for this. We've all been there, haven't we? Could be a job, relationship, we've got into it and it's like, this ain't what I thought it was. Yeah. 7 of Cups is just about that card. So let us be mindful, people, in and with our choices over the course of the next week. This is what the 7 of Cups essentially is about. Choose wisely. Watch how you're choosing. Watch how you're making choices, decisions. But yeah, I mean, somebody was saying there about, 7, intuition. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of intuition. Intuition is good. It's great. There is something intuitive about it. There's something spiritual about it. But there's also something cloudy about it also as well. You ain't seeing it clearly, baby. Need to exercise that third eye. Keep your feet on the ground, people. That's what the 7 of Cups is about. Yvette's letting me know that she likes structure. There'll be plenty of structure. Don't you worry about that. Says the Capricorn. Oh, I'm going to give you structure, all right? You'll get structure. You'll get structure and more. So, yeah. It is what it is. Show's coming to an end. Thanks a lot for tuning in to the Lunar Lounge podcast. Like I said, I'm on all podcast platforms. Upload every Sunday, every Wednesday. This show, it will be uploaded later on onto the YouTube channel. So for any of you who want to watch it back, or if you want to send the link to friends, family, tell a friend to tell a friend, to tell her sister, to tell her friend, to tell her cousin, to tell her mother, to tell her auntie, to tell her friend, and just keep telling and keep spreading the word like that. It's the Lunar Lounge podcast, baby. This is the podcast of the cosmos, the only astrological podcast which uploads twice a week, every Wednesday, every Sunday. Nobody does it like I do it. Shout out to everybody here on the Instagram. Shout out to everybody here on the YouTube. Shout out to Catherine here is in the building. Nye's in the building. Mason's in the building. Iyanifa, Fane, Pfizer, Iffy, all of you guys. And Yvette, Angela, Shayo, Faye, too many names to mention, man. Inner Beauty Goddess, shout outs, man. Shout out to Tiffany, listening all the way from Memphis, Tennessee. Yeah. What else I want to talk about? Astrology classes. I've got some astrology classes. They're more on the advanced level that have started now. It looks like for the beginners or intermediate level, I'm thinking of maybe, I was thinking of jumping on this new moon, but maybe that might be a bit too quick. We have to see how that goes. If not, definitely, 100%, we're starting in the new year, fresh year. So for anybody who wants to learn astrology, learn how to read a birth chart, weekly classes, recordings are going to be available. There's going to be WhatsApp and Telegram support groups also as well. It's all going to be there. All nice, good, affordable prices. So that should be starting definitely in the new year. For beginners, intermediate, advanced. For those of you advanced, there's already one that's also going. Next week, for example, I'm starting on the zodiacal releasing. For those of you who may want to know about that, so we're going into zodiacal releasing. It's going to be 2 sections, and there's other also advanced predictive techniques and other methods of delineating a chart that I'm going to be doing. It's all on the website. You can go and check it out. www.sacredplanets.co.uk. Go and check it out. Go and support. For those of you who are looking for regular tarot and astrology readings, which you get every month, if you subscribe to my paid subscription, go on my website, go to the membership subscription and see, and read through what you get every month, right? Read through what you do get. You get your written report for your natal chart. You get quite a number of stuff. Regardless of what package you pick, either way, it's definitely worth the money. Even though the prices have gone up recently, I'm still not charging enough. I'm still getting my people onto me saying, bruh, what are you doing? This is like a joke. It's too cheap. And I'm like, okay, I'll think about it. But don't say I didn't, there's nobody. I dare you, I double dare you, show me a website that gives, for the prices for what I'm giving, is giving the equivalent of what I'm giving. There is none. I'll defy anybody. I'll give you £100. I'll give you £500. Show me. I want to see it. Because I'll sign up also as well. Show me a website that does what like personal. I'm talking personal. You get your personal tarot card readings, personal numerology, personally astrology, lunar returns. Ain't nobody doing it, baby. Right here. You heard it live on the Lunar Lounge. Remember the competition? I'm looking forward to your answer next week. On that note, people, I want to thank each and every single one of you. You've been listening to Israel Josie right here on the Lunar Lounge podcast. I will be with you on Sunday coming. I will be uploading a podcast, and then I'll be with you again next week on the 15th, live here, right here. On that note, people, have a great day, have a great week, and I shall see you soon. Goodbye. Thank you.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.
The Hitmakers.
Welcome to the Lunar Lounge.